Welcome back everyone, Mariah Monetize here, and in today's video we are getting a Celsius update finally! Having a really hard time finding a well-lit quiet place, so I am literally in my dad's record den. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to be going over Celsius. We have information that's come out. I'm going to be telling you if the information of your fund is wrong, what the next step is going to be. And last, but certainly not least, we are going to be going over the price of a Bitcoin. So I hope you're all doing well on this Saturday morning. It's going to be a quick, concise video. Down below in the description, I'm going to give you two links. So the first one is basically this document right here. And what you're going to do is up at the top, you're going to type in 92. Okay, you're going to go to page 92. And please do not scroll all the way. Save yourself some time. Just type it in up there, click enter, and it'll take you here. Then you're going to click the first letter of your first name. So for me, Mariah. Okay, then Control F. I'm going to type in my last name here so I do not go through all of this here. And let's see here. Let's see. Where am I? There's so many names on this document that it's a little bit challenging. Let's see here. All right, so this is mine right here. Thank goodness. I mean, it sucks that all this is public information. It's not really good in the long term of things, but thankfully they didn't put our home addresses on there because that would have really been crappy. So at first glance here, it appears that the amounts are correct. I need to still go back, log into my Celsius account and double check. But at first glance, it looks pretty good to me. Another thing here is the claim subject to offset. If that's a yes, that is because you probably have a loan out. As you can see here, I have this loan here with collateral of 4.24 Ethereum. So at first glance, that looks good. Awesome. If you find yourself on this, when you find yourself on this document, and if you believe that there are some inaccuracies, what you're going to need to do, and I believe it's coming out next week, there's going to be a claim form. So if everything looks good, there's probably nothing you're going to need to do, but if there are some inaccuracies, then unfortunately you're going to have to fill out a claim form. Another link that I'm going to put down below for you guys right here is a Celsius Q&A. So you should go through this and see if there's any other things you should consider. For example, your contact information, your address. Here, do I have to file a claim? If you agree with Celsius records as filed, you do not need to complete and submit a proof of claim form. No further action is required. I am so grateful for this because likely 99.9% of all of your records are going to be accurate, and the idea of a claim form sounds complicated and there's probably a mistake you can make. So hopefully everyone's is accurate. When is the deadline to file a claim? The court has not yet set the bar date or deadline to file a claim. And so there's more information in here about your address on file, your contact information, all of those things. So a quick read, go ahead and just quickly go through that. All right. So this is good, right? Celsius kept on pushing back the dates when it came to this big document coming out. It's finally out. Hopefully this is one step closer to us getting partial or all of our funds back. Hopefully it's all, but have to be open to the idea that it could be partial. Let's go and take a look at the price of Bitcoin sitting at $19,486. Let's go and take a look at that weekly chart here. See, it's really funny. I feel like when Bitcoin goes over $20,000, people are like, oh, it's never gonna fall below $20,000 ever again. And I'm just like, wow, you really sound like you're new here. And so, like I've been saying for a really long time, Bitcoin will always go higher than you could imagine, but it will also go lower than you could ever imagine. So we are here on the 7-day chart. This is the 9 coming in. So typically, in most cases, in that situation with the 9, we might see a bounce off of that. And another thing to consider, like I've been saying, is a green crossing over the red, but we are really not close to that. And so I am just very skeptical when it comes to entering Bitcoin at this period of time. Let's go ahead and see here. Slow internet. That is one thing that drives me nuts, and one thing I am so grateful in Puerto Rico. I have incredible internet that's only $70 a month. I'm literally grateful for that every single day. This right here is a daily chart on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin obviously had a little bit of a bump in the price, and even on the daily chart, it made a higher high. But I anticipated it to get beat down by this moving average, and indeed, that is exactly what happened. My second option was if it does not get pushed down by this moving average, the next one is right up here. So this is what I'm keeping a close eye on. Bitcoin has technically made a higher high on the daily chart. But we want to see it, if you're a big bull here thinking that Bitcoin's going to go higher, we want to see it hold the low right here, 18,923. So that is a critical point, because if it breaks that, then Bitcoin is making a lower low on the daily chart. The second thing I'd be keeping an eye on, but actually I'd probably reverse. The first thing I'd be keeping an eye on is this red 2 trading below the red 1. The low of this candle right here is 19,325. We were actually quite close to that. I would say that would be a bearish sign on the daily chart. Also, I'd be paying close attention to this green moving average crossing over the red. You can kind of apply it to all level time frames when it comes to the 7-day, like I've said a million times. If you literally trade that, the crossover, I mean, you were super profitable in both directions, except like 2 times in all of Bitcoin's history. So the daily chart doesn't really have that much, that similarity. This right here is a 12-hour chart. Bitcoin made a higher high on the 12-hour. Can it hold the low over here? The low of this candle, which is 18,923, that same level. So basically, 18,923 is a very critical level here on Bitcoin's chart. And let's go ahead and see here on the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart does not look good at all. It has made a lower low. So actually, things were looking decent, I thought, on the daily and the 12-hour when it came to Bitcoin holding the lows. But the 4-hour is very bearish, trending down. So 4-hour chart not looking too good here on Bitcoin, as it has made lower lows. And then here is the hourly chart, which also doesn't look very good at all. So I'd be looking here first to see Bitcoin have a momentum shift and make a higher high. Let's go and take a look here at the 30-minute chart on Bitcoin, which is also looking terrible. Like, none of these level time frames are looking good, except the 5-minute is it has Bitcoin looks like it's actually close to making a higher high on the 5-minute chart, and it has made right here a higher low. So a little bit of hope there, but across the board, most of the crypto space is slightly down today. So I'm going to look at the higher level time frames on Ethereum here to see what things are looking like, because in some cases Ethereum leads the way. So we want to be paying close attention to that. So here on the 7-day chart on Ethereum, we're not getting close to that green moving average crossing over the red, but that is something that I'd be paying close attention to, because Ethereum could potentially lead the way on the 7-day chart, giving us some clues on when Bitcoin is going to also do that as well. This right here is the daily chart on Ethereum. So yeah, Ethereum isn't giving us any signs here of more strength. So that is something to consider. Coinbase sitting at $67, LTC sitting at $53.24, HNT sitting at $5.61, Link sitting at $7.48. And just so you guys know, I am basically I'm focused on Bitcoin. That's something that I'm gonna be taking all of my cash on the sidelines and buying. That's what I'm focused on. There's no altcoins that really have my attention. Nexo coin sitting at 86 cents. Let's see here, 88, and so yeah, that's pretty much it here. I only really look at the prices of other coins when I make these videos, just to run through a few of them. When I look at my phone, I slightly pay attention to Ethereum. I am focused on Bitcoin. That's where my focus is. So Tesla's taken a massive hit down to 223, and let's look at this from a percentage perspective over here. So that is that's a 30% drop since this right here, Wednesday, September 21st. That is pretty darn big. So a big buying opportunity probably coming in on Tesla. What I would be waiting for is, as you could see here, the green crossed over the red on the 7-day. I would be looking in the opposite direction and when the momentum shift happens. So Tesla taking a massive, massive hit. Let's go and take a look at SPY, which is important, right? We've seen a ton of correlation. This right here is a 7-day chart, trending downwards, making a lower low. The weekly chart looks terrible on SPY. Absolutely terrible, and I believe the crypto will get dragged down with it. Daily chart also looking horrendous on SPY. 12-hour chart, Let's see here, also not looking too good. So across the board, markets are just beat down quite significantly and not looking all that good. I mean, I've never been happier to have cash on the sidelines, and it seems like the position to be in. And everything else just looks like it's a slow bleed. And I was having a conversation with someone a couple days ago, and I was like, yeah, this feels different. When the crash happened in 2008, I was in high school. I wasn't really paying attention. I wasn't into finance like I currently am now, and investing and things like that. But I remember then feeling like it was an overnight thing where things just crashed overnight. And I was asking my cousin, who's about 10 years older than me, and I was like, looking back, it felt like it was an overnight thing, where this feels like a slow bleed. This feels very different. And she says, oh, absolutely. 2008 felt like an overnight thing versus, like, I don't know, I didn't even really quite fully understand if she agreed with me on, like, the slow bleed or the economy transitioning, but I mean, I know the business that she works at is, like, booming, and business has really never been better. So basically, that's what we're seeing across the board when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And one last thing I'd like to mention to you guys is iTrust Capital. iTrust Capital is a great company that you can actually really plan for the future when it comes to sheltering your Bitcoin gains from taxes legally, right? So basically, if you have an existing IRA, you can actually transfer it to iTrust Capital. This is really cool. So imagine you buy Bitcoin now within your Roth IRA account. When you withdraw when you're 59 and a half, okay, if you believe that Bitcoin's going to increase in value, you do not pay any taxes on those gains that you buy within your Roth IRA account, which is awesome. And if you're someone that's wanting to trade, then you can actually trade within your account and only pay 1% fee, and is a non-taxable event. That's like awesome, something that you really should consider taking advantage of. And you can get $100 in free Bitcoin. I have a link down below for iTrust Capital as well. So a really great company. And if you don't want to purchase Bitcoin, there are other options as well, many other coins. So that is all that I have for you today. As always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.